Greetings, Jedi traders. David here of TradingFibs.com to bring you the technical momentum outlook for week 38, September 18th, 2017. Hey guys, as always, please seek financial advisement when trading with your money, as these videos are for educational purposes only. Support your knowledge in the market, see what's going through my head on any given day or week. Always make sure you have a solid trading plan and always manage your stop when placing a trade. All right, Jedi traders, it's been a while and nice to be back. Let's start with our technical momentum outlook. Been coming up with some ideas, ETFs, been working on here on the website. We'll go over that at the end, but let's just jump right into the charts and see where the momentum has been as we just closed out Q3 contract, September contract, all roll over now in the December contract. All right, let's take a look at the ES, where we are currently on the moving averages. We can see the ES holding above all key moving averages, 10 all above to the 200, sitting well above the 50 here, to the all-time highs to close out the week. Actually, YM, ES, and the NQ, RTY still lagging behind. ES on the weekly. So there it is on the weeklies. Here we are ever since November post-election. We've been in this uptrend. Taking a look at the MMLs off the lows, set up all the way to the upside. A little bit of consolidation as we've been talking about in the early part of the year. Price action managing to catch up a little bit higher here as end of Q2, Q3 here. A little bit more consolidation, and there it was to the highs, 2,500 as we see here on the SPY as well. SPY. Nice move, not only on the weeklies here off the MML lows back here from 2016 all the way up to 250, but here we are on the daily as well, holding above all key moving averages there, 89 EMA 200, and above the 52 breakout of the MML highs, and there it was, 250 on the daily. So what a move to end out the September contract. Taking a look at the hourly MML for the week on the ES here, we could see in week 36, that was 2 weeks ago, price action broke below the support low here, giving us the solid setup off the MML lows here at 24.53.25. A little bit of sideways action through week 36. Gap up on Sunday on several of the indices, pushing up here in week 37 to the MML highs. Once we get to these upper levels, I like to draw another short-term MML and in trend and bang right to the 250 on the short term. So what are the MMLs? Some of you are asking. Those are the Murray math levels. Again, when you combine them on an intraday basis or a long-term basis, something one of the projects that I've been working on lately that I'll go ahead and show you some of the charts now, not just for the futures. You can use them for the ETF stocks as well as mutual funds and any other investment tool that you might be looking at. All right, so again, it's the T3 moving averages. You know my strategy, looking at highest probability setups with T3 moving averages to the long side, whether or not you use those moving average combination. It's price action above that cloud. And when I'm talking about the cloud, I'm not talking about the Ichimoku cloud. I'm talking about the 5144. And so when you combine that together in the strategy and you combine it together with the Ikenashi bars and the MMLs, you have yourself a nice trend. You stay on it. HA bars, whether you exit right at the resistance, past the resistance, that's up to you and how you establish your trading plan and exit strategy. Remember, you always want to be able to answer those two basic questions: what gets you in and what gets you out. All right, so there's our ESB picture. You got it. We're right at the highs on the all-time highs, both on the YM, the ES, and the NQ, and that RTY still lagging. We'll take a look at some of the open gaps here in a little bit. All right, so again, where are we currently? Let's jump into the total stock market index. We could see here the VTI represent one of three that I follow, but here it is, VTI. Here it is all the way back again from not only about May here, off the MML lows, breakout below the support, still all in sync upside, 50 above the 200, got a short-term 150 weighted moving average here. Price action holding above the cloud here. A little bit of consolidation again during June here through the summer months where volume's been kind of low, and nice breakout up here to the resistance. So we're looking to see what's going to happen up here at the upper levels. If price action is able to break the 128.91 and come back down, we'll look for the entry below 128.13 on this total stock market index. So right now, still momentum all in the green and to the upside. All right, in support, some of the key ETFs. Again, this is one of the projects I've been working on, so let's go right for it. Taking again some of the ETFs, putting them on the Sierra Charts platform together with a combination of the 534, the bigger the HA Cloud, the 5144 on a higher time frame. We're looking at a 200 tick chart here for the longer term picture here, again representing majority of the summer trading. A lot of sideways action on the transports, but transports finally breaking that 5200 gap that we've had, again hanging out at the MML lows, finally breaking the 50 and to the short term here above the resistance. If price action continues to move to the upside above 172.66, we'll be looking up here to 175 as the upper levels, as the transports break out on consolidation at the short term MML high. All right, let's take a look at the energy sector. As we know, crude, one of those futures that we follow. We'll take a look at the chart here in a moment. But again, energy sector's been down. We got to the MML lows. Price action wasn't able to get down to 61.72. But again, if you go back a couple of weeks back into August, we most likely had a short-term MML down here that probably gave us a setup. But either way, it's the bounce off the lows. Short-term for the week, you got the short-term MML here representing week 37 here, breaking above the 150 and the 50 to give us resistance right at the reversal on the energy sector. And so all in sync with the 534, but I have to still go with the momentum to the downside. So off the lows, we're looking up here to 68.75 if able to break upside here. Otherwise, if major support holds here, then we look back down to 62.50 on the energy XLE. Taking a look at the financials, momentum pullback here. Again, this is a couple weeks ago, I noted that we had an entry on the MMLs to the financials short here, and sure enough, financials did pull down, but again, a little bit of a pullback this week on the short-term sector, and you can see, short-term pullback here in between the moving averages between 50 and 200. So unless financials, and again, we're back momentum upside, so only gave you about a 50% move from the highs to the lows, and that's, of course, normal on any given move, especially when you're talking about Fibonacci's. We came back to major support resistance, hold at the 200, and there it was, down to the 23.83. So nice move for at least a move from 25 to back down. So again, this week we had the 5 bank giants still forming their basis, so a lot of consolidation across the board on the financials. So yet to see, but right now momentum back upside. All this was a pullback, 50 above 200. Price action still holding upside. I got to go with the momentum to the upside on the financials. All right, let's take a look at the tech industry, where we are currently in trend. Again, momentum is upside. We're all in the green on the 2 bars down below. 50 above 200, holding above that midterm 150 weighted moving average. Here we are at the high. So we've got some consolidation here for a couple weeks on the tech industry. As we know, the NQ, triple Q has been all upside. Nice price action, but again, reversal here. Short-term target up here around 59.38. If we hold here, we'd like to see price action back in this region. If it pulls back, we'll be looking at 56.25, but I got to go with momentum to the upside, so we're still looking at 59.38. We'll reevaluate during the week and the close of week 38. All right, taking a look at the dollar, big dollar, which has been sending gold in its oil in its direction. Again, we've been talking about the dollar here on the UUP ETF down here at the lows, 2015-16 lows, holding out at the MML lows here around the oversold. Again, if we're able to hold here on the oversold, we'll look for 24.22 breakout. That would obviously break the 50 MA, and then we'd be looking at 50% pullback to about 25 here. Again, in comparison, the emerging markets well above 2015 and headed up those 2014 highs. We're looking still around 46.09, or at least a break of 45.70. If emerging markets have any kind of pullback and the dollar goes up, we'll see. But EM, anything downside, would be looking underneath 45.31. All right, for those of you Bitcoin traders, again, in the news a lot. Bitcoin, again, from the MML lows back here in July. Nice move, talking about from 2,500 all the way up to almost 5,000 here. Great move off the MMLs. Pullback here. Short term, we gapped down on over the week as Bitcoin came out in the news in relation to China and etc. Holding support here at 50 period moving average. Again, the momentum downside currently, but we did bounce off the 150 MA and the MML support low. Again, the shorter term here as far as time, this is about 2 weeks representation. I got a longer term, as you can see across the chart here. So momentum right now downside, even though we weren't able to cross above here at 5,000, I'd be looking for Bitcoin. I got to watch what happens here at 37.50. If it's able to break back upside, I'll be looking at 43.75 up to 5,000. Anything downside, we'll be looking all the way down to 2,500 and 200 period moving average support. And then big great indicator for good fundamentals here. One of my favorites, the FFTY. This is the IBD 50. Strength of the market, again, to me, in comparison to total stock market index, you're looking price action holding above the 50 MA, well above strong short term. I go ahead and draw once we break, get up to that resistance level. You can see a lot of consolidation for most of the summer, but here we are. We've broken the resistance, we've broken the reversals, so I got to see a little bit of a pullback, maybe a little bit of price action upside, and then back underneath 29.69 to show any reversal in this market. So we'll go ahead and keep you updated on that. But right now, for this week, for the majority, lots of consolidation here off the reversals on the short term. So even though momentum is upside and strong, if we continue upside, we'll have a redraw on that. But for now, something to watch here, and kind of just hold your positions. Don't do anything to exit yet until you show some type of counter trend, or simply, move those stops up. A great defense move in the markets. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the key trends here. Again, you can always check out a lot of those charts here on week 37 recap. So let's take a look at the charts as they stand now. Taking a look at the open gaps on the market. Price action here, again, we mentioned the NQ, ES, and YM all at the all-time highs here. We got gaps up on Sunday. So something to be aware of. Price action always comes back down and takes care of it. You can see 4 days of consolidation. We saw that on the MML. We saw that on the trending bars. But here it is just on the daily bars, hitting just a tick shy there, 24.97.25, but closed up around that high, right towards the 5 o'clock close. All-time high up here again, 222.33, 615.75. Again, a little bit more of a gap here on the RTY, but you can see volume across the board, pretty much even with the 60 period moving average. Again, the RTY picking up that volume as the TF Russell has been from the ICE exchange has been moving over to the RTY. So huge jump in the index on the RTY. So really nice to see that, as we got about another maybe half a year before all contracts will be with the Russell, or at least another 3/4 of the year. All right, let's jump in as VIX levels holding at the low 10s, and IBD confirmed uptrend. Let's take a look, jump right into the Russell. Again, there's a larger time frame. This is not the intraday that I post throughout the week on a smaller time frame, using a little bit of a different moving averages, but to appreciate the bigger picture on the Russell here, again, you can use the ETFs that we use, the IWM or the Triple Q SPY Diamonds on the Sierra charts to evaluate as well. check out my ETS page. But right here, leading into week 38, we're off the MML lows. Again, you remember MMLs tend to reset depending on your time frame. So right now, currently just leading into week 38, we are off the MML lows. Again, take note, the 50-period moving average is still under the 200-period, but we are sitting above that 10-period moving average. Here in week 37, we were able to manage to go from the support low up to the high. So we're looking at 1437.50, which obviously I'm also looking up to 1452, which would put us also back up around the all-time high, which would put us back upside here to the overbought. So we'll watch to see how the week opens, but right now still momentum upside. We're all in the green on the Russell, so I got to go with the upside. NQ, similar picture, again holding above those key moving averages, 10, 50, and 200. 200 well below here. We could see all the way around 5,600. Again, off the MML lows, off the reversal here around 5,800, taking us up to all-time highs here, breaking that 6,000. Again, you see the shorter-term MML there. That represents week 37 price action. A little bit of pullback on NQ there. Towards the end of the week, but then price action bouncing right back up as the quad witch and the week ending now. Really powerful move on Friday. Let's yeah, there it was. Nice move on the NQ all the way upside. So here you can see a good picture of how this is used intraday. Again, all the green here, NQ. A little bit of choppiness here at the Globex high, but once price action was able to break out all the way to average daily range high, very impressive move for the day to close out the week. All right, so let's go right back to the, there we are. So NQ again, we want to see the breakthrough. So this is what we're looking for. We're waiting for the breakout above 1615.75. We'd like it to break above 35.25, which would give us a target maybe up here at 54. If not, as long as we close above that 35.25, watch for the pullback on the bigger picture. A huge gap here. Again, this is a higher time frame. A lower time frame would obviously give you a little bit of a easier trade to manage as far as stops are concerned, but that's what we'd be looking for the trend, change in trend. That's what everybody's wanting for. When is it going to pull back? When is it going to pull back? And that will be the first indicators that we have a strong pullback. So again, I'll be watching 59.96 first. If price action breaks down underneath that, if we continue upside, I'll wait to see what happens above 35.25 and then the pullback downside from there. Again, 50% or at least the 50-period moving average. But right now we are in a confirmed uptrend. YM power move there to end off the week is MML highs to low and then right back down. But right there in towards the end of close week 36, 37, jump up above the 10-period moving average. Short term, there it is. You got the breakout of the resistance. So we're looking to see what will happen up here. If price action pulls back in any way next week, it will be underneath 22,188. I'll be looking down to around 22,070. Anything deeper, I want to see maybe a reset on the MMLs around here, around 22,040, and then watching the downside major support. But I got to go with the uptrend now as everything's still in the green. Taking a look at the ES, we saw the weekly picture. We saw the big picture as we're holding up at the highs on the hourly chart as well. Let's pull up that hourly chart again. We still have room to get up here. 2502 would be the break upside before any entry back downside underneath 2500. So again, similar levels up here. A short-term MML almost matching up there. Again, we'll be wanting that 2507 to 2515 window. Anything back downside, as long as we don't break up here, 2523.50, we'll be looking back down inside under 2500. Watch first 2468.75 here, major support, and then look to any of those key moving averages. And again, we'll reevaluate, but right now, for the short term, we're still in a confirmed uptrend. All right, let's take a look here with the crude. Crude. There it is. Price action again, holding upside as you saw the energy sector bounce back up. Crude making its bounce back up to 50. So here we have a nice, this is again a 50-tick chart. So price action managed to close above the resistance high here. So nice move back down again. Looking for that pullback on crude. You have it right now on the crude short-term, long-term. Watch for the major support resistance. I'd be looking down here around this window, 49.22 down to 48.44 for support. As Anything deeper will come all the way down to 46.88. But right now, the momentum in the green for the short term. So crude, watch the beginning of the week as we roll forward in week 38. But right now, again, I would have liked to seen on a smaller time frame. Smaller time frame most likely got the breakout above 50.39, but I like to see it on the bigger time frame, the break above 50.39, and then a pullback downside. So a lot of support down here. You have to watch if you're in any oil ETF or so. You got price action, move the stops to just give you an advantage, obviously, of taking a no-loss setup. So, but right now, momentum, we'll have to see. We did break the 200-period moving average. That was a good play there. So right now, again, crude momentum is to the upside. Again, any pullback will be looking down 49.22 to 48.44. Anything deeper will obviously be 46.88. But I like to see price action get up into this zone and then pull back for any drop back in the crude. So we'll have to watch that one through the week, or the first at least couple days. And wrapping up here on the gold, price action on the gold, holding above the 5,200. Gold up here, managing to get up to 13.59 here. So that was the gold setup. So an MML setup off the lows, though, not the greatest of setups. You wanted to see price action in here. But either way, price action lifts up on the gold, breaks the resistance one. Short term, there it is, up to the resistance there. So nice price action. MML intertwined with one another. Then here's the entry underneath 13.43.8, and you got yourself a move on gold down to the MML short-term low. So gold right now, downtrend. We got two reds that brought us down here. We got two reds that brought us right now momentum to close out the week. So right now I got to go with momentum downside of the gold, which means that I'm looking at least a 13.12.5 here, watching to see what happens on the MML reset, and then anything deeper will look to 50 and 12.81.3. So if we get the dollar to move up in any way because we're off those lows, you'll want to watch for gold to pull back, and that's the levels we'll start to look at down here. All right, one more chart I wanted to pull up before we wrap things up here is the where was it? It was the FEZ SPY, but I do not believe I have a picture of that week. But again, maybe we'll pull that up next week. Actually, no, we'll pull that up next week. But FEZ, the Euro Stocks 50 versus the SPY, again, almost double the amount of year-to-date profit or gains in the markets, and really nice trend on the FEZ. So something you might want to take a look at. All right, let's take a look at the calendar for next week as FOMC. That's right, FOMC here on. Let's get up the calendar for next week. There it is. FOMC meeting begins on Tuesday. We have Jewish holidays towards the end of the week, so sessions might be a little bit lighter than usual. Adobe reports this week, and again, as mentioned, the 5 bank giants in consolidation. So technical momentum probability still remaining at this point in an uptrend. Again, I want you to watch those MML setups on the price action break above resistance high and back under resistance low, and you want to watch for those open gaps that we mentioned. We had let me just pull that up one more time. Again, watch those open gaps, guys. Watch those open gaps down here to be closed out. Again, that would be in sync with any of the price action pulling back to around that 50%. So if you look at daily gap on the ES, 24.87 down to 24.73. All right, that would put us again in, that would be a good pullback here, which would give us the short-term pullback down to around the 50, just above the 50 MA, etc. All right, so keep an eye out for that as we start out the week. All right, Jedi traders, that is a wrap for Technical Momentum Outlook for week 38. Great to be back on the video. And the recaps, again, we'll get back to the daily trends here in quarter 4. A little bit of a different setup. Until then, feel free to stop by here at tradingfibs.com or any of my social media outlets to obtain more information. A lot of great information here on the trading rules, including the ETF charts. You might want to click there as something I've been working on the last couple months, putting that together again with the Sierra chart. So I have example, just going over to the sectors page, and there you go. You got current MML trend and charts along. Again, if you want to see the picture enlarged, you just go ahead and open the image in a new tab, and there you go. You got the chart, so you can see that. So that's how that works. So again, check out the ETS page. Again, more to come on that in the coming weeks. My trading mantra: one simple strategy, any market, any chart, any time frame will keep you disciplined. You guys can find me every day on Twitter at Trading Fibs, or Stock Twits as well. I leave the crystal ball to the experts. I only watch what's in front of me and on my charts. And as always, leave your buys at the door when trading. Hey guys, for those who are interested in joining us, like-minded traders seeking those highest probability setups with MMLs, Murray math levels, if you want to learn more information about Murray math levels, come on in or go ahead, check out my tutorial, Murray math levels. Again, that was video number 1. Appreciate all the views. I'm going to go ahead and make a second version as some of the rules have changed. Again, I'm looking for that highest probability together with the T3 moving average and the HA bars. Very, very powerful, especially on the bigger picture, and that's why I'm including them in my strategy at this point. Again, that's the beauty of a trading room. People coming with different powerful strategies and watching them for a while and then making an evaluation if they have any benefit to my strategy. And of course, I found that. So if you're interested in joining us in viewing the live chart setups, feel free to email me, david@tradingfibs.com. Hey guys, I'm sure I covered it all. Again, if I didn't, I apologize. I'm sure I'll get back to you. Feel free to always email me. I'm sure I'll put it on Twitter. Other than that, have yourselves a Blue Zone day wherever you may be. And for all those, my name is David from Trading Fibs. Have yourselves a good day. Have yourselves a good night. And good trading to you in week 38.